Okay, welcome everyone. I am Terry Winfrey. I'm the Executive Director of the Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce, and I'm really excited today to be hosting our May Lunch and Learn. And we always have great topics. This is one that is very new to me, so I'm super excited about this. We're going to get to learn a little bit about TikTok and how it can help us grow, I would say not just a business, but any organization, get your following. And so we're going to learn from one of our experts here. So today we have with us Elizabeth Micheletti. She's currently the outreach coordinator at Moraine Valley College. So thank you for lending her to us, Moraine Valley. We appreciate that. Before she was in this position as the outreach coordinator, she's had a lot of fun, at least it looks like fun jobs. Community manager for Epic Signal. Before that, social media specialist for Garrett Popcorn Shops. So I bet that was a lot of fun. And social media manager for Vivid Seats. And before that, social media specialist for Ace Hardware. So a lot of name recognition there in the marketing world. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm sure those were a lot of fun. So the way our program is going to work today is we will be handing it off to Liz and let her share her screen. She's got a presentation that she's going to take us through that's a little over a half an hour, which will allow us for some time for Q&A at the end. So put the questions, if you would, in the Q&A box. Anybody that wants to share their information, their contact information, please put that in the chat box for others in the audience. And then we will address the Q&A at the end. If there's something that you really want to be addressed sooner, just put it in there at the Q&A and say, now. And then we'll try to address it as we go. So I think this will be a lot of fun. I think let's open up our minds and be ready to learn something new and exciting. So Liz, go ahead and take it away.
Yes, thank you so much, Terry. Yes. And as she mentioned, I have a lot of working experience, especially local with Garrett Popcorn and Ace Hardware. And before that, I worked at an advertising agency. So I've done a lot of social media type of work. So I'm really excited to share. I'm always looking for what the next thing is. And TikTok is definitely that next thing, especially for businesses to kind of go to. So I'm going to share my screen. And perfect. So today I'm going to kind of run through what is TikTok. Is it right for me? Give you a kind of overview of the Tic Toc algorithm, which I'm sure a lot of people have questions on. And then I'm going to show a short video that kind of goes into how to create a video, and then posting basics and kind of content ideas to get you started. And then we'll jump into any questions you may have. But as Terry mentioned, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we can answer them from there. So first, what is TikTok? What exactly are we talking about today? So TikTok previously started as a lip syncing app. If you've ever heard of Vine, that was back in the day. That was kind of really popularized the lip syncing videos. And so TikTok kind of took that and kind of grew it into what it is today. So it actually is one of the fastest growing social media platforms to date. And I think a lot of that actually had to do with the global pandemic that we went into. We all kind of went in and stayed in our houses, and we're looking for something to do. And as we were talking about before everybody signed on, it's such an immediate gratification type of social media. You're getting so many different things in such a quick, short burst. So it is very easy to kind of end up finding yourself 20 minutes down the rabbit hole of TikTok. So you can understand, if you've used it, why it is the fastest growing platform today. users can share 15 to 60-second videos on the platform. They're actually now also beta testing a 3-minute long video for some users. So they're testing that out because they are seeing that users are staying on their content and on their videos. So they're trying it out now with a few users and they're seeing a lot of success. So that's why if you're on TikTok and you feel like this video is going a little bit longer than 60 seconds, that is why. And TikTok is really all about trends and discovery and, you know, real life moments that you're sharing behind the scenes of. So that is why I think it is one of the best platforms to be on as a business today. So the ultimate question, and probably why everybody's here, is TikTok right for my business? And I think personally, in short, absolutely, it's right for every business. So I wanted to really showcase that. And I asked Sherry to send some kind of types of businesses that have signed up. So I actually pulled some videos of those types of categories to show you. So let me play the first one. I think she mentioned that there was a real estate company. So this is a quick little video about real estate in 2021, which I think we all heard about. Oh, let's see. These always play in weird orders. Yeah, so I really love that one because it kind of showcases a few different things that TikTok is great for. First, it probably didn't take a lot of effort to make this. People aren't expecting like high quality images and videos. There are accounts for that, but really the everyday TikTok is not about that. They are using trends that is going on today. So they are a real estate company. And as we've all heard, the real estate market is just booming right now. So houses are going so quick. So this kind of shows a little bit of humor, a little bit of behind the scenes of what they're dealing with. It's got a fun sound, and they just, you know, quickly put up some text on there. And as you can see, it's got 17,000 shares and saves, over 100,000 likes, which is just amazing for something that is really short and simple. This next one is a healthcare based video. She is called Mama Dr. Jones. She's a famous social media kind of OB-GYN doctor. And so I really like this one because it takes a trending sound and she kind of lip syncs her type of industry over it. So as you can see, just because the sound says one thing doesn't mean that you can't kind of get involved and jump on that trend. So let me play this for you.
No sleep. Bus. Club. Another club. Another club. Another club. Plane. Next place. No sleep. No sleep.
So I love this one because it was really simple, and you can see she's got here 12,000 likes just from a simple little video of her sharing a little bit about her day in kind of a humorous way. So I really like sharing that because I think even though she's a doctor, I think it's applicable to all of us. So this one is an HVAC company, which you're probably thinking, okay, this is kind of one of those dirty jobs, you could say. And is anybody actually going to watch this? But I like to point out this has 18,000 saves and shares, over 150 likes, and 1,500 plus comments. So I'll show it to you and you can kind of get a little behind the scenes. But again, it's a 15-second video, kind of showing a little day in the life of this HVAC cleaner.
Oh my God, run.
So you can see see, something that people are probably, you're not thinking kind of like, is someone going to be interested in watching me clean my HVAC unit? But surprisingly, yes, I think this really goes into almost the age that is on TikTok. And there's going to be a lot of people with new homes, a lot of people with, starting these adventures out in their life. And I know for myself, my husband and I just bought a home a couple years ago, and I was like, wait, I'm supposed to clean that thing that sits outside? So I think it's really kind of that. I was talking to Sherry and Terry earlier about, this is why they call it TikTok University, is there's really something for everyone. And that's why I'm such an advocate for TikTok being across all businesses and industries. So I have 3 more to show you. I just wanted to try and get a well-rounded group. So this one is really good. This one kind of goes into some insurance type of questions and what people might have.
I'm a student and I pay a lot of money for car insurance. Is there a way that I can lower my cost? Sure. Do you have good grades? Yeah. Are you under 25 years old? Mm-hmm. Awesome. You can save a couple $100 or up to 25% if you can show proof that you have at least a 3.0 GPA. That's awesome. I'm going to study harder so I can save more money. Make sure you follow for more.
I love this one because he is a money saving tip. But when I saw that we might have some insurance people, I really was like, oh my gosh, insurance is like the number one thing when you're coming out of high school or college that you know nothing about, but you're supposed to know everything about. So I really like this because I think insurance people can really use their knowledge and their insight of that type of industry and share it with people and share, hey, did you know that if you are getting good grades and you're in college that you can get discounts on your insurance? And then that way you're pulling them into you as the expert and people will get a little more comfortable with you. One thing I really think is important, speaking primarily from a millennial age group, is it's very nerve-wracking to go into situations that you aren't aware of, that you may not have the most knowledge in. And if you can showcase yourself as an industry expert and that you're trustworthy, we see their faces in the business, we are going to be so much more comfortable with giving you our business than had we just looked at your website. So that kind of goes through everything, but that's just a little insight, I think, which is why a lot of people are doing TikTok today. And I believe we might have someone from Orland Mall. So I really love this. This one is using a trending sound that's really popular, but also gives a really great behind the scenes into the people who make up the mall. And this can go for any company. You can do something like this with. So that was great. That sound was trending for a little while on TikTok. So a lot of people were doing these like meet and greets, if you remember. I think this was Full House and they were waving. So as you can see, a simple video of just showing people at the workplace has 25,000 plus likes. You might not get a lot of comments or anything, but a lot of people really appreciate seeing behind the scenes of your business. And this one is great. This one is from University of Georgia. This one I really like because they are sharing insight from their university and specific departments within their university. But this is good for their students. It's good for other students, and it's also good just in general knowledge. So let me share this one.
And it's serious. Bring the beat, life like Jordan. Young game star flip the kill switch. Jojo, pose, pose, pose. Jojo, pose, pose, pose. Jojo, pose, pose.
So that one is great. They're sharing a lot of information, which you might not even realize. They're sharing, how to dress for a job, how to act for a job. But they're also promoting that they have a virtual career fair and internship fair at their school. So it's sharing a lot of information in one short video. And one thing I really like, is also consider who's sharing that information. One thing I really like about this is that they're using who look to be like an age group of who they are trying to attract for an internship and a beginning of a career fair. So as you're kind of thinking about sharing messages, also remember who's going to be the audience, because people who see like-minded age groups are probably going to kind of, stick in and be like, okay, that's for me. They're similar age group. They're sharing information that I might need to be aware of. So that's, another additional piece that I think is really good. So if I didn't get to your industry, I'm sorry. I just tried to pull a few. I didn't want to put too many, but that's kind of a nice slew that I think kind of covers a lot of different things. All right, so the infamous Tic Toc algorithm. So TikTok has kind of come out and shared a little bit about how they promote videos and how they rank videos and how everything gets shared. So it's really a combination of factors. When you log in, you kind of provide kind of what you're interested, what you're not interested in. And so at the beginning, that's kind of how it's used to rank what you're seeing. And then as you start to go on the platform, there's three main factors that they look at. So user interaction, so those likes, shares, who you follow, who you're commenting on, and also the content that you create. So all of those interactions will go and get ranked, and you'll be shown similar videos to those. So let's say a video has that Full House theme song and you liked it and you commented like, oh, can't wait for my next trip to the Mall of America. And you'll now be seeing a few more of those videos with the Full House song shown up in your For You page, because TikTok is saying, oh, they like this, they might like other similar pieces of content. It also incorporates video information. So, captions, sound, like I mentioned, even hashtags. So if you're hashtagging, dog mom, you're probably going to see other videos of dogs popping up on your page because you interacted and engaged with a video that had hashtag dog mom. Also, the lowest piece that goes into it is the device and account settings. So that really takes into language preferences, where you're living or where your device is, and also device type. So if you're in the United States, you're more likely to see people from the United States on your For You page. You may see other people from other countries mixed in a little bit, but primarily you are going to get where you are located. So there's a couple other things I want to go into about the algorithm. So the For You page is completely unique to every user. I always think it's a lot of people say it's like TikTok is guessing your personality traits. So they're trying to show you things that you will be interested in. So for example, if you watch a video all the way through to 60 seconds, they're going to weight that as your preferences above the fact that you and another user speak English. So it kind of can vary, but the more you watch a video and the longer you spend watching a video, that is the key primary factor to what you're seeing on your For You page or your FYP. So the ultimate question is, do you need thousands of followers to go viral? No. Unlike other social media platforms like YouTube and Instagram, follower count actually is a very, very small percentage to what TikTok shares. And they actually just came out with this statement pretty recently, I want to say in the last couple of weeks, that how they share their videos is you post, and you could have 0 followers, you could have 100 million followers, and your video will get shared to a small collection of people. And depending on how that video performs with that small number of people, it will get shared to a larger group of people. So let's say the first one is 10 and the next one is 100. If your video continues to perform very well, your video will then grow. If it's not performing well, it will then take it to a B group and test it, see if it performs well, and then it either kind of goes down or it grows. So that's kind of how you get these viral TikToks and these, TikToks that get shared, all around the internet and end up on BuzzFeed and, all of our local news stations. Is those feeds keep going and they keep spreading and it gets bigger and bigger. So that's the nice thing. No matter what, if you just open your TikTok account for your business and you're sharing your first video, you are getting the same performance indicators that someone who's been on it for a year is getting. So it's really all about that first group. So creating a TikTok video. So I really liked this video, and I think this user shares it better than I could. So I just want to take a few minutes and play this video. This is about how to create your first video and kind of what goes into it. And I think she does it really well. So I'm going to play this for you guys.
TikTok has experienced massive growth in the last 12 months. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to record a TikTok video. So the very first thing you're going to do when it's time to record is see in the very bottom of the screen, the plus button. That is where you record. So let's go ahead and hit it. So there are a ton of awesome features that allow you to actually record and edit within the TikTok app. So the first step is the flip functionality. There we have a clock. We have speed control, and this is where you control the final playback speed of your videos. If I record a video at 3x speed, it's actually going to record a lot slower, and then it's going to play back 3 times faster. If I record at 0.3x speed, we're going to record really, really, really fast, and then it's going to slow everything down in the final playback speed. So there's a lot of fun that can be had with that. Next up, we have the beauty filter. This is everyone's best friend. You can turn the beauty filter on to remove fine lines, anything that you want to, but I will be honest with you guys, this has a very fakey look in the wrong lighting. So I try to leave the beauty filter off as much as humanly possible. Next up, we have filters, and these are so much fun because you can play with them. There are some that are designed for your skin. There are some that are designed for architecture and landscapes. There are some that are designed for food. And then there are some that are designed for vibes, but you can actually mix and match and use different ones to get a different effect overall. It's up to you and your brand to decide if you want to go with a uniform look. However, I'm of the mindset that you can literally create a different look for each video depending on what suits the video most and makes it grab attention. Next up, we have the 3-second timer, and this is multifunctional. It has several different uses. First and foremost, it allows you to record hands-free, which is awesome. So the 3-second or 10-second timer are available here, and that is where you can adjust whether you have a 3-second head start or a 10-second head start. If you need to get set up or get to a different place in the shot, you hit start countdown, and then you can set your phone down, walk away, and start the process of filming. Now, this is where a lot of the TikTok magic happens, and that is in effects. These allow you to truly have fun with your overall creation process, and it allows you to create some really cool things. So let's just take a quick peek at some of these. A couple of the popular effects include green screen. So like right now, it looks like I'm in a city somewhere in Europe, and I can change it up. Look at this. I'm in front of me as a background. How cool is that? Next up, we have shake. And this one is especially funny when you're trying to accentuate the stress or anxiety or emotion of a moment. And of course, where would we be without the clones? Just imagine what all you could create with 5 clones of you standing behind you, backing you up with every single move. You don't have to apply an effect to an entire video. You're going to use the multifunctional, as I promised, 3-second timer, and the little red line to indicate how long you want to use an effect for. We've got the clone action going on. Now we can switch effects. Let's do the zoom. Now we're going to add this for a portion of the video. Once you're reviewing the video in playback mode, you can add some text, you can add stickers, you can add some effects, not as many as in pre-production, but the text is really helpful because it adds to the narrative of your videos. But remember, most people are watching 61 minutes per day with sound on. So that means the text is just there to add a little extra flavor. You can add some text by selecting that little button at the very bottom that says text. Now by clicking off of the text, I can resize it. By selecting the text and hitting edit, I can change the typeface. We've got several different options here, as you can see. You can also change the color of the text with these little bubbles at the bottom, and you can make it bolded, especially if you want to make sure that it shows up well across maybe a lesser desirable background. Now I'm going to show you a couple other features that are incredibly helpful as you create videos. The first is at the very bottom of the screen. You're going to see that there's the option of 15 seconds or 60 seconds. You can shoot videos up to 60 seconds, but this is really important. Don't start there. Start with 15 seconds and make sure that you've got the knack for creating videos before you go into longer videos. This is obviously just the recording process, but I'm going to show you guys what the process of actually publishing a video looks like. Up at the very top, you'll see the sounds. Here you can either discover sounds, look through your playlists, find the TikTok recommended music. Another option as well, of course, is to record your own sound when you're recording your video by hitting the big red button and holding it down as you record. This is going to, of course, record my own audio, and then it becomes a published sound within the app for others to even use. Now, once we're happy with this, we're going to hit the red check mark and we'll hit the next button. And this is where you can add your captions and your hashtags. Now, keep in mind, there's a 150 character limit here. So the goal is to keep your caption very, very tight, full of keywords that tell TikTok exactly who to put it in front of, and then use hashtags that are mostly niched down in order to ensure discoverability. For this one, it would be me hanging out. Don't mind those typos for now, we'll just leave them. But once you publish a caption and a video with hashtags, there is no editing. So keep that in mind. TikTok auto-populates a bunch of suggestions for hashtags, so it makes it easier to find niche down hashtags. Let's add a few keywords in here and see what TikTok auto-populates. Let's do social media marketing. 7.2 million. That's a little high for most people. That'll work for me because a lot of my videos do go viral. When you're first starting out and building your account, I recommend trying to stay in the 5 to 6 figure search counts for hashtags. 40,000, maybe 120,000. Don't necessarily go into the millions until you have videos consistently performing. 11,000 views, that would be perfect for it.
Perfect. I think that is like really good advice. So I hope that helped kind of ease your fear a little bit about creating a video. The only thing I wanted to mention is a few things have changed since they published the video. So I wanted to point that out. So on TikTok, as you saw, there are 2 separate kind of publishing tools that they use. The first one here on the left of the rug is the first one. This is what you see when you are recording your video. So you have the timer here to where you can set up, and set your phone up so you can, get into place. The flip is still in the same option, beauty filter, and the filters are all in the same place. And you can find your effects down here in the bottom left-hand corner. One thing I also want to mention is that you do not have to use the exact kind of, film thing that you publish. So if you look up here on the top, you can see these blue kind of marks. I don't know if you can see that. And then they're separated by a little white dash. That means I have 2 video clips that I did back to back. Now, I'm not happy with either one of those. I can click this X here and it will delete both of those. If I click it once, it will just delete the one that I just recorded. So if if you're doing a, a dance, or if you're doing something funny and you messed up on the first take, just delete it, try again. I always recommend that, your first take is probably not the best one you're going to do. So don't be afraid, delete it, try again. Now, the second one here, the photo of our dog, this is the voiceover. So you can add, if you take a video and you turn the sound off, down here, you can add a voiceover, talking about your day, or, talking about what you're doing. If you're making something, you can do that voiceover there. So don't feel like you have to do it while you're recording, because that can be a lot to handle in one. So just focus on one at a time. There's also a voice effects right above that. So if you want to kind of change the voice, you can do it there. You can add your text down at the bottom, and that's that text overlay on the video. And then there's the effects and sound. So that's where she went in and added, if you wanted to do like that Full House theme song, you can search Full House down there and it will populate over your video. And then when you're ready, then you just click next. And that will take you to the publishing page, that last page where she was adding hashtags. So just a few basic things to help kind of get started. I thought the person in the video did a really great job of kind of going into detail. There are some things that I agree with and some things I don't. The captions and the descriptions. Now that's one where I see a lot of people adding way too much, especially if if part of the content of the video is in that bottom left corner. So keep it brief. If you have it long, it covers up part of the video and users might not be able to see everything that you're doing. So just keep that in mind, because you can't edit it once it's published like you can on Facebook and Instagram. Hashtags, I say 2 to 4 hashtags. It really is important to use at least 2 when you're posting, because again, that's part of the Tic Toc algorithm, and that's part of how they're going to show and determine who sees your videos. So if you are, insurance, you can do hashtag insurance and see what populates and what people are using, and you can go along with that. I should have shown a picture here, but I didn't. But if you recall from the video when she was pulling up, there were hashtags that had a blue clock, and there were hashtags that had a little fire emoji next to the hashtag. Now, what those mean is those are either trending, which is that blue clock, or they're promoted ones. So a lot of times you'll see, I think right now, there's a Doritos hashtag, and there's like a one for TV, sword and something. So you can use those, but a lot of people try to use those to kind of get on your For You page, because they want to kind of trick TikTok into using them. I recommend staying away from the fire emoji ones, the ones that are paid advertisements, and sticking with the trending ones. So if you're seeing like, there was a little while where, it was trending where you leave, a basket of food out for your delivery man, and you kind of do that. So it was like, delivery love, something like that. Use those if they're relatable. Otherwise, stick to your niche hashtags. When you're doing trending, join trending sounds, see what's on there. Sounds is such a great way to get yourself discovered, because there are going to be a lot of people jumping in there. And when TikTok sees that a sound is doing really well, either the voiceover sound, like the Lady Gaga one where she was going club, club, another club, that was a trending sound just as much as the Full House theme song is a trending sound. So that's kind of the unique thing about TikTok, is it's not just music and in singing, it's a lot of voiceovers and funny things people say. So don't be afraid to jump in on both types of sounds. If you can figure out a clever way to kind of get your business in that, and have it fit that sound, use away. People love that. posting cadence. So it's important for TikTok to stay consistent. Of course, I say every day is the best, but I know social media tends to be like 5% of everybody's job description. So I know it's a lot harder than it seems, or a lot harder said than done. So every other day is good. You know, try to slowly fit it into your schedule, maybe once a week, and then you'll start to see that you don't always have to put in, you know, an hour's worth of effort. Some of those videos, like the real estate company, that probably took them 10 to 15 minutes from start to finish of kind of filming, maybe having to do a couple more shots and then uploading the video and adding the hashtag. So not a ton of effort, but enough to where it's a quality video. And then, you know, getting it out the door. Of course, kind of where do you start? How do you even get to the point where you can think of a video idea? So I have some ideas that I wanted to share. So the first thing that I think is number one on TikTok is share your expertise. TikTok University, as they call it, is all about discovery and learning new things that you may not have learned, you know, otherwise in the world or in your day-to-day life. So share kind of insights of your business, share insights of people who work there. People want to see who you are. Provide a peek into your everyday tasks or your everyday businesses. You would be surprised at how many people just want to learn, you know, what all these people do at companies. What, you know, what does someone in payroll do? What does someone in the insurance world do? What does a real estate agent actually do? So provide that information, provide that insight. It also is going to add to that authenticity element. I went to VidCon, which is a YouTube conference a few years ago, and there was a really excellent study about how a lot of Gen Z, millennials, and Gen Y, I think that's the new kids coming up, they crave authenticity. They don't want to be sold to, they don't want to be lied to and have all these gimmicks nowadays. They want to see who you are as a business. And if they believe in you and if they trust you, that's where they're going to put their money. So I am really an advocate for sharing, you know, all about who's behind the business, who's running it, you know, even sharing some customer feedback. And, you know, if you have really great customers that you use, have them jump on and say why they use their business. You know, even if you're a local business that really, you might think, well, you know, I'm only going to get people from, you know, my Palos Hills area. That's who my customer base is. You know, getting people online and getting that trustworthy only adds value to your company. So don't think just because you're super hyper local doesn't mean that you can't jump on the TikTok trend. Some other ideas to kind of get started, some content ideas, you know, do a couple of videos of introducing yourself, who you are. Don't try to slam everything into 15 or 60 seconds. Use a couple different videos to kind of go into who you are, why you started the business, tour around the office or your workspace. You know, people want to see who's behind the scenes, like I mentioned. So if you're at a larger company, you know, talk about the employees, see, you know, what's going on, what everybody's doing. A day in the life of somebody, you know, that's a great way to get multiple pieces of content going in one day. A meet our team or meet our office pets if you have pets at home. Kind of go about your mission statement, you know, that would be a really good one. I know even for like us at Moraine Valley, talking about what drives us and why our mission statement is so important. Packaging orders, if you do that, if that's part of your company, you would not believe how many people love to watch packaging videos. I actually have a craft business that I do on the side. I sell with Etsy, and a lot of my TikToks are actually just of me kind of packaging orders, but it's great because one, you're showing your product in a non-salesy way. And two, you're providing this like behind the scenes of how I get everything together, even how I make some of the goods. So I think that's really fun. Organizing your office space or your inventory, how to use your product. I think sometimes people might not be able to know, especially even just thinking about insurance companies, you know, how am I getting the best out of my insurance company? And how you started your business if you are a small local business. You know, that's another really great kind of way to start. So I'd love to open it up for questions. I also wanted to share that Moraine Valley, we have some fun classes that are also very topical of this. But this is in the PowerPoint, I think Sherry will be sending out to everybody. So if you have more questions beyond kind of our Q&A here, we have lots of classes that we offer as well. So.
Okay. So there, I think sometimes there are so many in my head questions that I don't even know how to ask, you know, and this is kind of one of those times. I wrote some notes down here. I'm going to look. We did have a couple comments, so I want to acknowledge those comments first. So love these diverse examples. I love these diverse examples. And then the next sentence was, I heard yesterday that there's a huge group of caregivers on TikTok. So it's really relevant for us nonprofits because that's Jen Pedersen with Pathlights, formerly known as Plows. And so when they're going into homes and they're trying to find the way of caregiving, so she's seeing this trend. Is there anything you'd like to add about that trend?
No, I definitely think that I've seen a lot on there as well. And I think that just goes to show you that there's every type of industry on TikTok that's sharing kind of what they do. I can see Pathlights doing a whole assortment of things, you know, going into what, you know, the meetings and support groups that you share, you know, what you're doing to advocate in the community, what a caregiver actually is and what that means, I think is really important because some people, you know, especially if they might just consider themselves, oh, I'm just taking care of my dad, he's sick. But you don't really actually realize that you are a caregiver and you're extending all these, you know, emotions and physical things to help care for them. So I think that's one of the things that would be a really great thing to kind of share is kind of, are you a caregiver? And then list kind of the roles and responsibilities of a caregiver. And you might see a lot of people pop up and be like, oh my gosh, that's me. Like, okay, there's resources for me out there. I didn't realize it was even a thing. So yeah, I think that's huge. And it's also kind of TikTok kind of forms that For You page, and it almost is very similar to Facebook groups, how a lot of people join Facebook groups. If you have like some sort of specific illness, or if you're struggling with something, you join a Facebook group of like-minded people. Sometimes TikToks in those communities, like caregiver communities, people find each other and they support each other and they lift each other up. And these are just everyday people. They're not celebrities. They're not big name people. They're just people in their communities that want to help others. And that's one of the best things, I think, about how their algorithm works.
Okay, great. And I have a question from Michelle Sabasco from Governor State University. She's at the School of Extended Learning, and they have a lot of great programs that I'm sure she wants to be able to promote. And she's asking, is it recommended to create your own hashtags or use existing ones? And I'm glad she asked that because I have a hashtag question too.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I think if you're using it along with other ones that can be discoverable, then yes, I think it's okay to kind of use your own hashtag. The one thing with you, if you create your hashtag, it probably won't be super popular. So TikTok might not know what to do with it. But the more you kind of add to it, and the more you add your same videos, like-minded videos to that hashtag, TikTok might then pick up kind of what it is. But I would say don't use only that one. Use it in addition to 2 to 3 others.
So following up with that, because I was asking that too about the the question about hashtags.
Mhm.
So if you were to take like two super popular hashtags, and then you wanted to add like in Go Jaguars, for GSU, which
Yeah.
may not have nearly as many because it's local to us here. Well, there's probably Jaguars, a lot of different ones, but Go GSU Jaguars. So then would that then elevate her hashtag to be higher numbers then to help to sandwich between two others?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Once TikTok kind of figures out what it's associating with that hashtag. So if you have, university, school, higher ed, just for those examples, TikTok will then kind of slowly determine what your hashtag means, and it will figure out where to kind of promote that and where to share it.
Okay, because like when I try to promote things for our members, so that's one of the things that we as the Chamber of Commerce do. So if I saw something, we'll stick with that education thing. So I might put on there hashtag education changes everything, and then hashtag shop Chamber of Commerce, because it's one of our Chamber of Commerce members. Then it's best to then put both of those kinds of things in there together, then
Yeah.
add something that's really going to get a higher number. What they
Yes,
call that,
exactly.
what was that called? Mostly niche down.
Yeah.
Niche down.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
your niche is probably like this more specific to your company name is going to be really small, but
Okay.
then when you add to it, then it will grow and kind of figure out, okay, what does this mean, and who should we show it to? How should we display it to other people on their For You pages?
So like a niche down, is there such a thing as niche up?
That's a good question. I would think so, right? Like
I don't know. I just don't want to speak incorrectly. I want to.
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have a question for Mayor Ron Gardner from the village of Glenwood. Any suggestions for local government?
Yeah, I actually think I've actually seen a lot of little small towns pop up on my For You pages. So I think a lot of taking people, giving them a tour of your town, showing off local businesses that are within your town, show walking trails, and really kind of almost, it sounds kind of funny, but almost picture yourself as like the producer of a reality show about your town. What would people want to see? What do people want to, know about them? And I say, show them what your town is. What do you see when you kind of think about your town? Go into local shops and maybe, once a week, that's a great content idea of featuring different shops, and then you can come back to them and say, oh, do you have anything new that you want to share? Do you have anything new that you want to speak to? Also kind of giving a tour of what your government buildings are and what people can use, and local post offices, local municipal buildings, what can you offer there? I also think kind of you can collaborate with, real estate agents if, you want to promote people coming and living in your community, connect with a real estate agent. Maybe they have some social media and kind of do a collaborative video together of, all of the great things about your town. And to me, I just automatically think real estate agents know a lot about the communities they serve. So they could be really great advocates for you. And I know they're not shy about sharing themselves. So they could be really good on video. I also, you can kind of discover if there's local people who are not, I don't want to say influencers because TikTok doesn't really have many like influencers, but there's actually a really great TikTok channel that promotes all these really small towns in Ohio. And I am sure that we have some that are very similar that kind of showcase different towns and different things in our area. I can take a look. I know there's a lot of foodie, like here's where to go on a Friday night in blank. So I know there's a lot of that. So kind of take a look, kind of search locally to see if there's anybody that you see kind of doing something similar, and reach out and have conversations with them about that. I actually know one TikTok, my husband works for the Forest Preserves of Cook County, and he works over at Sand Ridge Nature Center in Calumet. And I connected him actually with a TikToker who does all of these really cool historic kind of deep dives into neighborhoods and how they were developed and kind of Chicago history. And now he's actually going to speak at one of my husband's events. And so he's using his platform to promote something locally that maybe he wouldn't have done otherwise. So don't be afraid to reach out to them on TikTok or Instagram and do collaborations, because I do think it benefits both parties, especially, you know, we're all trying to kind of figure this whole TikTok thing out together. And I think it's beneficial to kind of work together on that.
We're all trying to figure it out together, and some are a little more advanced than others. Because I'm a true confession, when I watched the one with the doctor and she's delivering the babies, obviously one.
Yeah.
Why is she saying club club? I didn't even get it that was Lady Gaga song. So,
Oh.
so definitely all at different paces. So okay, I have another question from Michelle here. Do you recommend sharing your TT videos or Facebook or other social media platforms? And is that practice impactful?
That's a good question. So I know that Facebook and Instagram really see TikTok as a threat, and that's why Instagram launched Reels. So if you check your Instagram, they have now this video kind of platform that's called Reels. And so they do not like it when you upload your TikTok onto Reels. So I recommend kind of, if you have time, shooting both. You can shoot the same things on both TikTok and Reels, but try to not upload it. You can do it for a little bit, and I think it will be okay, but they really are trying to create their own version of TikTok on Instagram. So I recommend shooting both if you can. Otherwise, uploading them is okay, maybe to your stories, because it's not as highly watched or overseen by the Instagram algorithm. But yes, but TikTok, yeah, you'll save your video and then you can upload it onto stories, but I would say don't upload it onto Reels. Instagram won't like it, but you can try to kind of create similar pieces of content for both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me go back to the hashtag questions. Again, can you choose a bad hashtag? Like, is there something that could harm you?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I don't think so. I think a lot of what TikTok shares and what they kind of allow when it populates, when you search kind of, local government or, something like that, they're going to only show you the positive ones. So I don't think there's one that would impact you negatively, other than I would say stay away from those promoted hashtags. Those are really for individual users. I would say as a business, stay away from those because they are really short and they're only promoted for a certain amount of time. And it might confuse the algorithm while you're using it. And so your video might not get shown to the right audience. So that's why I say, like, kind of, if you're using a trending one, make sure it's relevant to the video. But then the other hashtags really should be specific to like your industry or your audience.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see, when people comment, what happens and how does that promote things?
Yeah, so it's very similar to Instagram and Facebook. So anytime you're getting an interaction or an engagement, it will say to the algorithm, like, okay, people are engaging and interacting with this, and it will start promoting it. It will say they take it as a positive, even if there are plenty of videos out there that have negative comments that go viral because people are commenting on the video. So you'll see in the comment that someone will comment, so you can go in there and kind of engage with them. I say, if you're opening up a new platform and someone comments, always comment back, because then you have 2 comments instead of 1. So then the algorithm will really bring it out a little bit more. So I always say, if you're starting a new platform, if you're launching a TikTok, comment back on someone, because we'll help boost it. But yeah, even if someone saves every type of engagement on TikTok will boost you to getting promoted to larger and wider nets.
Okay. Well, commenting and then commenting back is just the polite thing to do anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. People should be doing it anyway, but especially if you're a new platform,
Okay.
you know, it's very, very helpful.
Okay. So let me make sure I captured this right. So your voiceover, you said focus on one thing. You said don't do the voiceover at the same. It's a lot. Focus on one thing. So let me make sure I understand. You're saying then do the video part first, and then you add the voice, which is the voiceover, and then you get to the point to you're doing the hashtags, and all that happens before you publish it.
Yeah. So if you're doing something where, like for instance, if I am making, I'm gonna use my craft store as an example. If I'm going in and making, you know, this art decal for my water bottle, I'll probably record the process of making them, putting it on, and then as I'm packaging it up and sending it off. And then I'll record and say like, oh, I went into my Cricut and I covered that. So then when I'm recording, I don't have to worry about what I'm saying at the same time. It's just a little bit easier that way. And that way you can really focus on like, I'm filming the video, I'm videoing the decal, I'm putting the sticker on, and I don't have to think about what I'm doing, and I can really watch the video. And the nice thing is when you do go to record that voiceover, it will play the video as you record it. So you don't have to think like, when did I do what? You can kind of, once you click record, you can say, here I am, I'm just going into my Cricut, I'm making the decal, I'm shipping it off to my Cricut machine, it's printing it out, and you can kind of slowly kind of almost narrate your video. And then it will take you to the screen where you add your hashtags or your description, and then you publish it.
And once it's published is when you said you can't change it.
Yeah, you can always delete the video, but you can't edit the video or edit anything with it. So it's very much, once it's out there, it's in the world.
Okay, but you just said something, that was one of the questions. How do you remove or hide something? Like say if you did something, say one of our businesses had something for a promotion that was going on, and then the promotion ends, you know, so if it's date sensitive, or if a person, you know, leaves the organization, so that's no longer the program they were promoting is no longer an option. Can you like bring it back and cancel it, or?
You can delete the video. Otherwise, I would say if you have something that's time sensitive, the one thing I don't like as much about TikTok is it doesn't have a date until you go to that person's actual page to watch the video. So if you have something that is time sensitive, just put dates in the description. You can say, you know, grand opening 5-7 through 5-12. And then that way people know when it's applicable, because otherwise if it is getting served on their For You page, people will have no idea when that video was posted. It does not share a date on there.
Okay, good. These are all great. I still don't know how you actually begin, but we're like I know she says start with the plus. And it's like, well, where do you go to find the plus? But that's okay. I'm gonna watch the video again, and the video along with the
Yes.
This is recorded. Also, this entire thing is recorded. That will be available on Facebook, and then the PowerPoint presentation. Thank you, Liz. She sent it to us. We will send that out to all of the participants today, all the attendees today. So you'll be able to have that, and her contact information is there. So you can certainly reach out to her, or you can sign up for one of those classes that they offer at Moraine Valley, which is probably what I might need to do. I would love to see us do something in the Chicago Southland for our members, you know, like you're talking about where to go eat. Like, okay, for
Yeah.
chamber to do TikTok videos and where to visit, you know, for the different municipalities. So there's lots of great things that can be happening. We've got 2 minutes. I've got a couple announcements, but I see,
Ooh.
looks like one question. I don't want to see if I missed something there. If someone saves your video, will it delete on their end?
Oh, I assume if you delete it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So it will either say, I've seen it say video unavailable, and it will like be a grayed out box, or it will just be gone. I know they were working on what to do with that. So it will either be one of those two, but they, even if they save it, unless they downloaded it, that's the one thing. There's two options. People can download your video, or they can save it to their like favorites almost on TikTok. So if they did download it, that will stay on their device, on their phone. But if they saved it to their TikTok favorites, it will be video unavailable, or it will just be gone.
Okay, good. Well, I think Jen Pedersen and I, we just are back and forth here. Okay, we're going to sign up.
Yeah.
So, okay, that will be good. We will sign up and take the class. Thank you so much. Very, very informational. Definitely appreciate it.